Why not? All right, so let's discuss Petey stuff. So I don't know. So when Petey starts, he has an equally likely chance to go to any of these 4 spots. And so these 4 spots I sort of base all of the PD flowcharts off of. So I'm gonna start with this one, because this one's really easy to understand conceptually. But technically PD is more likely to go here, that's interesting to know. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, when PD starts, he's most likely to go here. Or no, never mind. Ignore that. He has the same likelihood to go to any of these spots. Stupid me. Anyways, this spot. When PD goes here, he's always guaranteed to go over the wall. And in 120 shines, this is fine because the wall isn't that slow. Yo, what's up, Connor? The wall isn't that slow, and it gives you plenty of time to run to the other side of the village and get these coins. Important to note that at the start of the fight, you would get the 2 X graffitis. If you get this M graffiti, you'll have 1 extra coin on average, but there are some routes where getting this coin at the end of PD is like doable and not losing time, and we'll talk about those. But yeah, so PD goes here. So you've already collected these coins, right? So you do this hit, PD goes here. While PD does this, you run across the village, you get the hill, the floating coin, and the tower. And this is the point where you look and you see where PD's going. So he's actually most likely to go down here, which is shocking. Okay, PD's here. You just collected these 3 coins. An important thing, like if you want general rules of how to deal with PD better for 120 shines or all blues, you need to route in the hill and the balcony as efficiently as possible, because these are sort of your limiting factors, are getting these 2 coins because they're hard to route in. The river also counts, but the river is harder to get because PD has to be on this side of the village, otherwise it's not worth ever to go get river. Well, there's one situation, but generally you're not getting river. On average, I have all of the coins except for the river leaving here. Okay. So, we were talking about the corner. PD goes to one of these 3 spots. And you pretty much can react to whichever one it is. If PD goes down here, you can pick up this M graffiti on the way, which is usually pretty useful. If PD's here, you can get the M graffiti while you're doing the hit, which is another option. Like a pretty common pattern is S8, N4, S2, and S1. Let me actually see what the odds of that are. S8, oh god damn it. Come on, big guy. Okay, what is it? S8, N4, S2, S1. 1 in 64. Yeah, and then also this one. Or that's not the same. Okay. Well. But yeah. At this point, the only coins you still need are this back M and the balcony. If PD has gone to either of these spots, and so you pretty much you take out the balcony coin after the 3rd hit, and then, or after the 2nd hit, and then you get the back M after the 3rd hit. So, again, we'll start this pattern over. You're here, hill, floating, tower. PD goes to one of these 3 spots. If he goes to this spot, you can grab the M on the way. If he goes to this spot, you can get the M while fighting. After any of these spots, you pretty much want to go balcony. and then react to wherever the heck Petey goes. So if he was here and goes here, you come up here, and then after the fight you would get this coin back here because you still haven't got this. Or if Petey was here and goes here, you do the exact same stuff. These two are like sort of interchangeable. We'll see that in like quite a few patterns. If Petey goes here, after coming from N6, you grab balcony. Yeah, and then pretty much I would say get balcony, run over here and get this M. Petey's most likely to go here, but he also can do these two things. Ideally you want him to do this. You want him to go here, you get the M while you're fighting, and then you get this thing last. While we're talking about these patterns, it's important to note that if you get any of these three spots as the last spot, you're able to get the M graffiti after the fight. So if you don't do it during the linked pair, anytime that you get that at the end and you are like, I don't know which coin to get, you get the M. But typically, if you're still missing like any of the other coins, it's better to get those before the M. Did I talk about all the patterns out of this? He goes here. I guess he could go this way. That would not be the worst thing ever. Could also loop like that. I don't know. That stuff you sort of just react to. Like, because at this point, you are maximum missing these two M's if you got these three coins at the start. Like, you're just missing this M, and the balcony. And if you get the balcony early, then it's super easy to just like get one M while Petey's flying around and one M after the fight. That's like a super easy way to break down this like half of the map if he's over here. Is just like get balcony as soon as possible and then get the M's wherever I can. And if you miss the M's, that's not a huge issue, right? Because the M's are by far the fastest coin to get. So yeah. Let's see. Let me just look at S8. So 1 in 64, 1 in 128, 1 in 128, 1 in 164, 64, 32, N4, N6, S3, S2. Yeah, that makes sense. That's plus 13. That's probably the easiest one out of those is this. You grab balcony here, spray down PD, get M, done. Okay. So yeah, this side of the map is pretty likely. 1 in 64 is good odds. You can see most of these patterns are like in the 500s to 1,000 range. So any pattern that's in like the 64 or like 32, one of them was 1 in 32. This one, perfectly average. Those are like the important patterns that like should be looked at because you're gonna have to deal with those more often than not. Whereas these patterns that happen 260 thousandths of the time are like less relevant. S4, S5, N2. I think I looked at that one. N5, N2, S1, yeah. Okay. So, we talked about this spot. Let's talk about this one. Or actually, let's talk about this one because this one is where are all these strats from? They're just sort of theory. I use them all in my runs. Like, I'm gonna have a video section of this to like show off certain patterns. This is just talking about like the theory behind what things you can do after certain hits in like which situations you need to get what coins. Because most of the time I leave Petey with 14 coins. That's like my sort of standard now, whereas the standard for most other people is like 12, sometimes 13. And so that's pretty big time save, especially in all blue coins. It's more relevant, but I think it's only more relevant because River is really bad in all blues. So maybe this is different for all blues. Maybe in all blues you need to prioritize River more. But I don't know how you would do that. Okay. So, corner was easy. This spot is also pretty easy to understand conceptually, because PD is always guaranteed to go to S5 after S4. So when that happens, you always have like a consistent amount of time to plan for. So there's sort of two variations on this route. You can either do there's a thing that I do that lets you get balcony here, and there's a much easier strat that just gets you all the coins except for the balcony. So I'm gonna tell you the easy one, and then I'll tell you what I would do. So if you get S4 at the start, you want to go M, tower, floating, and then catch PD when he goes to S5. And then after this, you get hill and river, because those are the only 2 coins you have left. And then you've cleaned out this side of the village, and you're only missing these 2 coins. And then the way the flowchart would end is that pretty much regardless of what spot you get, I guess if you get S7, you could get balcony instead of M. That would actually be the end of the flowchart. But, okay, so you have those 3 coins, and you have these 5. PD's here. PD can go here, here, or here. He's most likely to go here. Okay, but before that, so S6 is really simple. You would just, after river, you would spray PD, get this, and then you would end the fight. Because at this point, you're only missing the M and the balcony. Those are the only 2 coins you're missing in this route. So if you can route in balcony, that's actually better, because then you're only missing the M graffitis. Like, you're missing this M and this M if you don't get it with the linked pair. So PD goes N5, S7. This is one of the few patterns you can think about getting the balcony on, because you're so close. I wonder, if PD goes N5, N3, could you react to that and get balcony while he's going there? That's questionable. It might be possible. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm gonna play under the assumption that it's not. Not to mention, PD's actually more likely to go to here anyways. So the odds that you go get balcony here are pretty low. But it might be worth trying, like getting balcony and seeing if you can make it before PD gets to S2 would be good. Because if he's not going to S2, you can probably react and see if he's going to S3 or S7 and beat him out in time, because you have a lot of time to see where PD's going at this point. Okay, so that's the easier strat of if you get S4, S5. The strat I do is after S4, I get balcony, spray down PD, get the M, and so then we're here at S5, and we need what? We need hill, river, floating, and tower, and M. I guess this M. Most of the time we skip this M in this variation. So after S5, you go hill, river again, and see where PD's going. And if he goes S6, then you can get floating and tower at the end of the fight. And if you look through my world record videos, you can see I get that pattern a lot. So if you want to see like a practical use of that, you can check out any of my world records, or most of them, and I think they have this pattern. But that's also probability, because that pattern of S4, S5, S6... Where is it? S4, S5... Is it out? S4, S5, X6, that happens 1 out of 16. So, you're actually pretty likely to get that pattern. Oh, okay, so then if you do the strat that I do, if you do that strat and PD goes to N5, you just immediately want to go and get the floating coin, and usually you can get tower coin. If he's going to S7, it's slightly questionable. I probably would just get tower after the fight. But if you got tower, you could route in the M and get all 15. Actually, I probably would. Would I do that? That's hard to say. I think in the situation where he goes N5, S7, I probably get floating, hit, and then get this. Because getting M only loses like 2 seconds. But you could probably get tower and floating coin there if he goes to S7. If he's at N5 and he goes literally anywhere else, then you get floating and tower every time. Because you just have that much time, and then if PD goes anywhere, it doesn't matter, because you're only missing this coin, and this coin is free to get at the end of any pattern. Yeah, there's never a situation where you couldn't get this coin at the end of a fight if it's your only coin missing. And at that point, it would be the only coin missing. So, on average, it's better because you can have balcony and river and hill. And so really you only have to route in like the M most of the time. But yeah. What's up, Arceus? Okay, the last sort of more conceptually easy spot is S1. So for S1, there's 2 things you could do here. The better way is to go hill and floating coin and then react to wherever PD's going. So if he goes to S2, then you immediately have to go and try to hit him. It's important to note that like even like myself and Oflaker, we don't make it to that in time. Like I usually make it to PD like a second after he stops. Like it's just how long that movement takes and how quick PD moves from these 2 spots. So and S1 to S2 to S3 is 1 in 64. So decently happenable pattern. Where was this going? But yeah, so you get hill and floating coin and just sort of take a small L that PD stopped here. Like that's fine. In between this phase, you get the M, and then afterwards, if I have these 2 coins, I probably go balcony. Do I go balcony here? What are the odds actually? So what, he can go this way or this way, and he's twice as likely to go this way. And then he's twice as likely to go this way, but he could go that way or that way. If he goes that way and I got balcony... Well, sorry, I need to math this out of my head. So if I got balcony, I'd be coming back and PD would be going this way. And then if he goes this way, I don't think I could get tower and get back in time. So I would have to go tower and M at the end of the fight. And you'd still be missing river. But that's not terrible. Okay, and that covers S3 too. So pretty much if PD goes S1, S2, S3, regardless of if he goes to N3 or not, you're gonna go hill, floating, hit him at S2, get the M, balcony, come back here, react to wherever Petey's going, or if he's going to S3, then you just hit him down, get tower and M at the end of the fight. Maybe skip M if you're slow. Yeah, getting M would be questionable. Okay. Oh, that's probably a lot better. Well, I'm sorry about that. That's probably much better to look at. Okay. Well, 20 minutes into the PD video, we get a more visible, like, sheet of Bianco. Anyways. S1. So, okay. Let's go back to this. So, if you got Cliff, or if you got Hill and Floating, and you see Petey go over the wall, which he's twice as likely to do. So he's most likely to go over the wall here. And if he does that, then you want to go grab this, spin jump off of this, and get tower and M. And then the routing from here becomes super easy because PD just went over the wall, so you get to react to whenever he goes to any of these spots. You get balcony after that, and then you just have to route in this M, just this M. It's actually even easier than if you get S8, because when you get S1, you can get the M graffiti. You can also do that if you get S8. If you get S8, you can go M, Hill, Floating, Tower, and make it back before PD gets to here, but it's a lot harder. And the only reason you would do that is if you don't get the M graffiti during the linked pair. But if you're doing that, if you're doing this kind of like technical bullshit, you probably should just be getting M during triangle or during X, but that's just me. Where were we? So I've talked about this spot, this spot, this spot. I'm talking about if this spot goes over the wall. Yeah, if it goes over the wall, you just need the M's and the balcony. Actually, you don't even need this M. You just need this M and this balcony, and so you get the balcony and you get M literally whenever the fuck you want. If you're more strapped for it, you get this M sooner, so that way you can get this M after the fight. And then you have 14 coins. Pretty easily. What's up?
Mic off. Mic on.
Okay. Anyways. Where was I? S1. We were talking about S1 if it goes over the wall. And then. So what? If you get S2. Let's say you get S1, S2, and then he goes over the wall and then goes to any of the spots. Do you just get balcony? S1 to here. You would have this 2 coins. I think you would get balcony. I think I see how that works. I think I tried this conceptually and it almost works if you have good movement. This is a conceptual thing, so this might not work. And if it doesn't work, then you just... Okay, yeah. So, if he goes S1, S2 over the wall, you go S1, Hill, Floating, hit him at S2, get M. Or no, yeah, get M, and then after S2, you go this coin and react to wherever Petey's going. And so, you react... Wait, hang on. Am I contradicting myself? I totally am, because earlier I said after S2 you should get balcony. I definitely did say that. Do I still believe that to be true? I think I do. On average, I think it's better. Okay, so anything I was just crafting doesn't make sense. So if you go S1, S2, you have balcony, and you still need tower and M. And technically river, but we're not getting river in this pattern. So he goes over the wall. If you go out this side, you can probably get tower. And then you get M after the fight. Yeah, that's probably right. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I cover all the stuff that's like important to this like subsection of PD patterns. So S1, cliff this. Most likely to go over the wall. Do got tower M react. You just need M and balcony at that point. And then if you're bad, you can get this coin also. Then if you get S1, S2, you go hill, floating, hit, M, balcony, PD moves. If PD goes this way, you get the hit and you get floating, or you get tower and possibly M after the fight. And that's okay. And yeah, those are the more relevant things. If he goes down here, it's all the same. You just get this coin after the fight, basically, regardless of where he goes, because he could go a couple places. So you probably get the M more often than not now, if he comes this way to the side of the village. But that's less relevant. And then if you're at S2 and you're here and he goes over the wall, do you just have to hold that one? You might have to just take an L there and get floating and M after the fight, pretty much regardless of what PD does here. I guess if he goes over the wall, you probably can get floating, but that would be very tough, and I don't think I would advise anyone to do that. So I think S1, S2 always should be led into balcony and then floating or tower and M after the fight. Because if PD came from here, the only bad one would be if PD goes N4, S3. How likely is that? S1, S2, N4, N4, N6, S3, 1 in 128, okay. So, sort of important. Yeah, if PD does that, you just sort of take an L. Like, that's just slow. But if you get S1 to S2, you're probably not complaining because those two spots together are really fast. And so as long as PD, well, it's definitely faster if PD goes N3, S7 than N4, N6, S3. But if he goes N3 and goes N5, then you're just really sad. If PD goes N5 on this pattern, you definitely get floating coin there, and then you just have to get the M after the fight. But yeah, it's really easy to break down PD because it's just sort of the first two like spots of PD are very important. Like if you know what to do after his first two spots, then likely at the end of the fight you should just have to grab one coin. Sometimes a couple depending on the pattern. But if you can route PD to have all the important coins and just need like an M graffiti at the end, like that's what you want. Plus, if you have to get one of the harder coins, like if you have to get hill or river or balcony at the end of the fight, then like it's harder to make it back in time to the shine spawn if you're getting one of those coins. Alright. We talked about the first three major spots. Let's talk about N2 now. So N2 is a strange one. PD's most likely to go here, but he could go here. But we'll go under the assumption that he goes here first, because this happens somewhat often. Let's see, what are this? So if this is all likely, so this is 1 and 4, and then this is twice as likely as this. So yeah, PD going here happens a decent bit of the time. I mean, it depends on how serious you are. Like, if losing 5-10 seconds in 120, or maybe not even 5-10 seconds, but like, if losing 5-10 seconds in hundreds, or like whatever all blues category you're doing isn't that big of a deal, then like, that's fine. But like, having knowledge versus just winging it usually means you'll have a coin or two extra. So. But you can definitely just take some general concepts that I've been speaking about and like apply them, and you should have a coin extra more often than not. And most of it probably isn't even new knowledge to you, Ramato. A lot of it's like the same. There's a couple things that I've added to the fight, but most of the stuff is pretty basic. Like, you route in hill and balcony as soon as possible, and if you do that, you should be able to route in the rest of the coins pretty on the fly, with being like decently smart. Okay, back to S5. So, you get N1, N2, S5, which happens somewhat. You're coming from here, so you can get the M graffiti on the way. I guess it's important. So PD can go. Oh, okay. If PD goes to N2, regardless of what he does next, you can get the M graffiti in time. Excuse me. N2. If PD is at N2, no matter which of these three spots he goes to, you can get the M graffiti here and then react. So if PD goes either of these spots, then you just hit him. If PD goes to N5, then you can grab a couple more blue coins and then start reacting. Like, you can get this coin and maybe get floating coin if you really wanted to. If PD goes here, he can go up or this way. Actually, yeah, you probably just want to get floating coin if PD goes to N5, because you can definitely react to wherever the fuck he's going after floating. Which would leave you with just hill. Oh, fuck, not having hill after this spot is kinda, I mean, if he goes N2, N5, your pattern sort of just sucks. Yeah, I think at this point, you just play super basic, and if he goes N5, or so you get these two coins, and then after N5, you just go chase him down wherever he is, whether he's at S7 or S5. And then if you get either of these, then you definitely just go get hill and potentially river. I don't like that if he does this, though. What's the difference between S and N? S is a spot that PD can actually stop at and you can hit him. N is sort of like a sub spot that PD can go to and then change his path on. So like, you'll never hit PD here, but PD can sometimes go to this spot and then he'll go to another location where you can't hit him. N is sort of like a checkpoint for PD. I guess, so if you're looking at it, here are a few things to know that it lists in the Imgur. It says, When Petey first enters the graph at N1, he's not coming from any of the represented nodes, so they're all equally likely. Which basically just means when Petey starts the fight, he's as likely to go to S4, N2, S1, and S8. Yeah, no problem, hardcore. I feel like a lot of people, like, wanted knowledge on Petey. And then I saw Noki Doki drop this today, and so I was like, this is fine. That was the time. I'll probably upload this to YouTube after. This wasn't anything formal, and I didn't really talk about a lot, or I've talked about everything, but I haven't shown any like strats or whatever. Which also will sort of be a separate thing. I've been compiling some like videos of like PD patterns, but I think it's way more important to know general concepts than seeing like a few of the general patterns played anyways, because like the really lame patterns like S4, S5, S6, and S8, S2, S1, and S1, S2, S3, like all those are like, well, maybe not S1, S2, S3, but like this spot and this spot are super easy to route conceptually. N2 and S1 are definitely the harder ones. So if you learn nothing else from this like 40-minute video, you want to learn these two spots the most and understand what things to do conceptually from here. Okay. So, actually, I'm going to look at the likelihood of this pattern in a second, but N1, N2, S5 into S6 and S7 is somewhat likely. Let's see. If PD comes from here, he's actually most likely to go here. Which is also good because... yeah, I'll explain. Okay. So, PD goes N2, S5. At this point, you've collected these 3 coins, and you've collected this M. Because he went to N2, and you always pick up the M. So after S5, you want to go hill, floating, tower, and see where PD's going. He could have either gone to N5, S6, or S4. S4 is the most likely, as you can see by the double red arrow. So, if he goes to S4, you're literally right here, and you can just spray off of like this little ledge and hit PD. If he goes S6, then you just turn around off of this, and then you spam spray backwards. And if he went to N5... then you sort of just react to wherever the hell PD decides to go. Because at this point, you just need to route in this coin and either the river or this to get 14. And so if PD's at N5 and he goes down to the river, then you get, or like, if PD goes N5 to S7, you get river. If he goes N5 to N3, you probably pick up the M, and then based off wherever he goes from N3, you can get the balcony afterwards, because... I think probability-wise, you have an equal chance of him going to S7 as either S2 or S3. From this whole, like, S5, N5, N3 type thing. But yeah, this is another concept pattern, like, PD just went to S5 from N2. So you get these 3 coins, react to wherever PD's going, and then you only have to route in this coin and this coin. Or this coin, right? So it's just, get either of these coins after the second hit, get the third hit, get the M graffiti. That's the concept behind if PD goes S5 and or S5 N5. If PD went to S4 and you're here, you just run to balcony like the way I would do it after, like if I got S4 at the start. And then from balcony, you would go around this way because PD is going to N1, and then you react to wherever he's going, which he's most likely to go here. Or here, which are both good, because you could get like the M graffiti during this hit, and then you could get this after the fight if you really needed to. But yeah, what if you got what was this whole pattern? S5, N5. So you still missed the river on this pattern. Like you missed the river on a lot of patterns. Although we'll talk about a pattern here where you would get river. So if P goes S5, S6, it is SB. If P goes S5, S6, you just got these 3 coins, and he's at S6, going to S7, guaranteed. So what you do here is you get river, get the hit at S7, and then you get balcony. So you would skip this M graffiti. Alternatively, you might be able to do M to balcony to this, but you'd have to be incredibly fast to do that. So, but you would have all 15 coins. So, I think I talked about everything. I think that was all the major ones. I guess yeah, so general rules of thumb are route in, cliff, and balcony as soon as you can, basically. Know what to do off of PD's like 4 starting spots, especially N2 and S1, because these are way more harder to understand conceptually. S4 and S8 are really easy to do because they're consistent, at least for like the first 2 hits. Yeah, the reason why S4 and S8 are so easy is or no, they're not more likely, but you have a 50% chance of getting either of them. So you have a coin flip of getting a good starting spot into a guaranteed like next spot, and you're like always able to route in. This was such a jagged thought. So if you get S4 or S8, you're always able to route in most of these coins, and have like 1 coin left at the end of the fight or something that's really simple. So like S8, S2, S1, you've gotten these 4 coins, and then you just need balcony after S2, and then M after S1. It's like super easy. But yeah, does anyone have any questions, class? I think this thing Noki Doki linked is also important because knowing the probability of certain patterns is super useful. How does one do the fast? You're gonna have to watch the last 40 minutes of my stream to figure that out. I also really like this column because it tells you how often you're gonna get this pattern or better. Oh no, 1-ups. It was all like documented. I'm gonna probably upload this to YouTube afterwards also. If you wanted to ask me anything, like questions you had, 1-ups, like if you had a specific pattern that you wanted to know about, or like a general like theory with links to timestamp and VOD. Oh my god. How privileged are you? I'm just kidding. I could show... I'm just interested in the whole combo. Yeah. I do have some PD patterns recorded to show off some of like the general theories, but like, hell, I could actually just add that on right now. named Gay Animal? Wait. Oh wait, hang on. I don't need it. I think it's this guy. Yeah, it was for the analysis videos I did of like those players. That's funny. Okay. Hey, nothing is cringe. Don't say things like that. Oh, this is an important real-time thing. Um, Here, if you use a lot of water and you get like this pattern and do these strats, you can get low on water. So you really want to make sure that you can get a gooby on this first phase. But yeah, so you see here, I go and get this coin. If you wanted to do something different here, you could. I already talked about that in the video where you get the oh, what is this? Oh, this is clever. This was something I was trying. Paper analysis. Normally what I do is I go back this way across the goop, but this was me trying something out and seeing if this was better. Which it actually was, because I made it to Petey before he stopped, which normally I wouldn't be able to do if I got like a bad movement on like the goop section. So, but you don't have the M in this situation, which is not as good. Although I think I tried to... Jesus, Pape, you fucking suck. Yeah, I think I tried to get it here, but that didn't work perfectly anyways. But then I do this into cliff and river, I think. Yeah, very badly though. But classic paper fashion and get carried. But yeah, and then the only coin you're missing after that is the M. And that pattern is likely. That happens 1 in 16. So it's important to know that pattern. Not to mention it's dummy fast. So here I got this spot first. So I'm gonna go get cliff and floating coin afterwards. Let's see. So Petey went over the wall, so I'm gonna get these 2 coins. Ah, that was a fail. But again, so this is like this was a concept thing. So, so Petey was here, right? Regardless of where he went to afterwards, I would have got the balcony coin after this next hit. If Petey went there, here, or there, balcony is just your next play because it's the only coin you have left to route in. Other than the M graffiti, which you can super easily get at the end of this fight. I don't think that's actually... Let me see something. He was just here. So Petey was actually most likely to go here. But he went here. Which he would be most likely to do had he came from that node. Oh, my 120 splits are there now. We just watched this pattern. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but we watched this spot, and now we're watching this corner spot. This is perfect. So I got the corner, which means I'm gonna do cliff, floating, and tower after this. And at that point, all I'll have left are the 2 M graffitis and the balcony. Yeah. This is a really basic pattern. I think we did the math and this happens like either 1 in 64 or 1 in 32. So it's pretty good. Get the M graffiti. This might be a fail. I'm like super low on water. But yeah. And so then, regardless of where PD had gone after that hit, it would all be the same. Like, I just got balcony. And the only coins I have left to get are the 2 M graffitis, right? Or just the 1 M graffiti. It's just the back M. This pattern good. No. If you're playing PD optimally, a lot of times you actually don't get river. Which sounds crazy, but just like most patterns don't allow for river to be gotten. What was this pattern? This was this corner? This was corner, wasn't it? Yeah, like there would be no way to get river in this pattern. Well, there's not no way, but like no good way. Because if you committed the start of the fight to getting river, you would still have to get cliff, floating, and tower at some other point in the fight. In addition to having to route in balcony. Which, if you tried really hard, you could do, and you'd probably only miss like 1 M. But like, it would be really hard to do that. Like, so PD goes S8, N4, and then let's say for our sake of argument, he goes to S1, because that's probably gonna be the easiest. So if you S8, you went river, came back. Actually, let's go with S2 so that we can get this M graffiti. S2, and you go cliff, floating. Yeah, like there'd be no way. I don't think that that's necessarily the case. It seems unlikely. Maybe it mathematically can't happen. Let's say PD goes... If PD goes S8 or S1 at the start of the fight and then goes over the wall. Nah, that's just mathematics of why he can't go over again. Because after this he comes back to one of these spots and there's no... Like, if PD... You have to do 1 hit to PD to get him to go over the wall. And if he comes to a spot after going over the wall, he can't immediately go back over the wall. Yeah, he can't do a U-turn because Petey will never go back the same path that he was on. Super rare to the fight to end at N6. N6. N6 is not a spot Petey can go to. That's like a sub spot. Good questions. Like it, chat. Using our brains. Let me see if I can find something with N2 at the start. Nope, this is another corner. That's actually the exact same pattern I just analyzed. How likely is that? What is it? It's S8, S2, S3. S8, N4. S2, S3. 1 in 64. Pretty likely. If only Sunburn gave PD more nodes and stopping spots. Oh yes, that would be fantastic. There's no point in analyzing PD patterns for any percent because you don't get blue coins. That's like the whole reason we need to look at PD patterns in general. Like, we can look at this from an any percent perspective, but like, the only reason you would look at it from an any percent perspective is to know how much time each pattern loses. Like, if I was like, oh, I want to know what first best S1, S2, S3 compared to second best is for any percent, then I would look at this and see that they are 3.5 seconds of difference. But like, that's not relevant to me per se. I mean, I guess I could use this if I wanted to compare specific patterns to know what the best for 120 was. But I don't feel like doing that exact percentage like check yet. I will say from an 80% perspective, it's important to know that 2/3 of the time, where is it? Right here, you should get a PD that only loses 17 seconds. And that may sound major, like 17 seconds, sure, not good for every 2 out of 3 runs, but that means at bare minimum, I mean, I guess 1640 isn't that great for a top player, but like, if you got a 1340 Bianco 4 into a 3-minute PD, which is average on most runs because 66%, like, you should have a 1640, which is like a good enough time for basically anyone that's not a world record contender to go up to early cycle and then get another 20% chance to save 25 seconds. But yeah. What are the odds of 20 seconds? 80% of the time, you get a PD that loses 20 seconds or less. N1, S1, N2, S5, N5, N3, S3, S1, N2, N5, S5, N5, N3. Wow. Really? Hang on. S1, S5, and S3. S1. Oh, okay. Well, that's actually that's a pretty bad pattern too. Like here, this, this. Wait, no, that's not possible. Oh, it's this, 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 this. Right, okay. Sorry, I was being stupid. Okay. Let me go back to finding the last example, if I can find one with a... Oh, is this an N2? Hey, it's an N2. Or N2 to S5. Which is like the last major subsect of patterns. So, I'm gonna get hill, floating, and tower here. And then there I didn't see Petey going far, so I knew he was behind me. I wonder which is better to get here. If it's better to get... Oh, this was me trying something. You shouldn't do this. This was for theory. Yeah, I think actually I turned around because I knew it was a bad idea. I wanted to see if you could get M plus balcony there. Because if you could get M plus balcony, then you could do river after the fight and you could have all 15. Or all 10 coins. Was this... Oh, so this was an S5, S6, S7. I think the better way to play this is to get river and then get balcony post fight. And you just leave the M. But you could also do balcony to river if you felt more confident with that movement, I guess. I don't know what should be easier off the top of my head. But let's see what I do here. I probably get the balcony. And all blues, it'd probably be better to get the river here, but I don't know the specifics behind all blues routing. I just remember people telling me that river was more important in that category. So, if you're playing all blues, you probably should make more of an effort to get river, but I don't know how you would do that more efficiently. Because I try to get river as often as I can without sacrificing other coins, and like, it doesn't work that well often. Do you reach the shine fast enough with balcony last? It's hard. Like, I don't think this one reaches it perfectly, but I probably also messed up. Yeah, so you'll never be perfect there. So maybe river's more questionable. All blue's the only one you can reasonably skip without excessive movement later in the run is balcony. Okay, so in all blues, you should prioritize river more than balcony. You might be able to get that movement better, but I wouldn't know how to do it off the top of my head. So it could be better to do balcony then river, then go to shine on that pattern. Huh, that was an hour of talking about PD patterns. A lot of good in there. I think this part of where I just talk about like these 4 basic patterns is super like important. Like there are definitely good spots in the video to watch, and that's one of them. Is just watch how I do 4 basic patterns and take the concepts behind how I do that and implement them. Alright. Does Chad have anything else to add? Otherwise, I might actually play the video game now. This... Yeah, dude, in 2 weeks, 256 will be old news when Guy and Oathflaker drop their 253s. And Shadow Mario will also probably post his 249 legendary run. Skipped the entire 25x range and jumped to 249. Okay.